Hey everybody, this is another episode of the WASD Nerdcast with your main host this time, the Dread Captain Chex, and to my right here is Ryan North.
First mate.
No.
No.
And behind us is Drail playing Kirby's Dream Land 3.
What's up, y'all?
You probably can't hear him because he's behind the mic. Which is good because Ryan North and his sheepishness is actually going to bring out the main topic this time. How nice for him.
Wait, what?
So, Ryan North, what have you got for us today?
Well, in the league news, as everybody who's followed us is pretty sure, I'm pretty sure you know, I play a lot of League of Legends, and I know a lot about League culture.
That's debatable. But keep going.
Oh, by the way, update since last time, I finally made silver, and I'm nailed to the floor.
I have no idea what I'm doing. These controls are wonky for me.
Hey, isn't that great? I wish I could see. Too bad I can't. You won't let us watch.
Anyway, most recently, like in the past couple of days, there's a League of Legends celebrity who does videos weekly, used to for League of Legends, who managed to get himself banned. Now, he goes by the name Donkey, or his in-game account name is Meatwad, right?
I wouldn't really know because, although I play League every now and then, I don't follow it as religiously as you.
Right.
I don't know what that does.
So, to anyone who's ever seen one of his videos, his persona tends to be kind of an extremely egotistical, frankly an asshole. But he's hilarious to watch. He's got over 1 million subscribers.
That's why people like me, because I'm the asshole.
Yeah, but see, the tricky thing is, even though he's got 1,800,000 people that have subscribed to his channels and like his stuff.
And we have like 8 people on Twitter, so that's...
We're getting there. Slowly.
very...
One step at a time. So, this guy, if you ever look at his videos and look at some of the stuff he's said, he's definitely been pretty toxic in chat before. And it's kind of hard to tell how much of it is just him trying to amp it up for his persona, and how much of it is actually just him being an asshole. Because people online, you can never tell.
It's true.
And with League being the usually extremely toxic fan base that it has,
Now that's debatable to some degree, but go on.
I don't think...
Oh, go ahead and give your input on it.
Well,
Probably can't be heard from back there.
I'm pretty sure they can hear me because I can see the little mic audio thing moving.
That might be the game.
Oh, no, it definitely moved when I thought.
Okay, go.
That being said, when it comes to, the toxicity of a game, I really think League, as far as any game or fandom has a certain level of toxicity to it. One group that comes to mind would be the My Little Pony.
Brodies.
Now, that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. You say, oh, Brodies! They're not all like that. The people who are die-hard stupid, those are the ones that get the bad name. Because I've seen, met, worked with a lot of people, and I should probably keep playing the game, worked with a lot of people in the fandom who are just normal people. They just like the show. And they themselves don't even like being called bronies because of the stigma that it creates. So, to answer my input on the matter, I think that any particular fandom can be toxic. However, just saying that, oh, this just has a toxicity to it seems a little narrow-minded, or not narrow-minded, that's the wrong word. Presumptuous in some cases.
Yeah.
See, I can kind of agree there. Like, every community has its level of toxicity. Every community has things that should probably be, at least have an eye kept on it.
Or moderated to some degree.
Because, I mean, even any game has a level of elitism.
This is true.
It's just, in my case, it's a little bit, not a little bit, it's a lot more prominent in League.
I can see that. So, anyway, Donkey managed to get himself banned, and being an internet celebrity, he's got a bit of a line to the to some of the people behind the game. And, like, somebody called him out on Twitter and asked him what happened. He said that he got an all-star feed team, as he put it, and that he said some mean things.
Okay.
And, well, the representative from Riot didn't say much more to him after that, other than he's going to take a look at the logs. But later on, he says something about that Riot's apparently not going to unban him, and so he might not be doing any more videos for that game for a while, if ever. So basically, he's trying to sting back at Riot for allowing his account to be banned, which that's an automatic system as well.
Okay.
He's trying to make a stink of it, trying to get unbanned because of his celebrity. What makes me wonder is, like, how much do you think an internet celebrity should be able to get away with?
In my personal opinion, I think everyone should be held accountable for what they do. If you screw up, then you screw up. It doesn't matter if you're Joe Blow or the biggest guy on the internet. Because wrong is wrong, no matter how you look at it. Just because you got lucky and talked to the right people and got famous, that doesn't exempt you from, well, code of conduct, for lack of a better term.
Do you have anything to add?
More or less, I agree with Drail. It doesn't matter if you're Elvis or Jeff that works at the subway. If anything, the rules should apply even more to celebrities.
Exactly.
Because they're the...
Because they're the ones that have the spotlight, right?
Yeah, they're the forefront. They're
what people see whenever they look this stuff up and don't know anything about it.
Exactly. So, having that, they should bring that out a little bit more. Be a positive influence, unlike me.
See, to play devil's advocate to that, though, if you've got a fairly large community, say 5 million people, which I think League of Legends has far more than that right now.
This is true.
But if you've got a community like that, and of that community, you've got a significant percentage, and when it comes to economics, 10% is pretty big. All that follow one person. Should that person not be given any leeway at all?
No.
No.
Because then what about the next douchebag who shows up and he's the next big name, and he does something else bad?
Then other people try to get popular just so they can try to bend the rules, and that's
and
not
then
really
you have
something
a bad game with bad people in the game.
Exactly.
I could definitely agree there.
Now, concerning, like, again, should people be able to bend the rules? I believe, as always, there are some exceptions to some rules. Like, if a person has a particularly bad day, I can see letting that go. Like, look at their track record. I mean, what is it that this person does that people like? And how is this person acting in, like, real life and otherwise? And let that be the litmus test, or whatever you want to call it, for, oh hey, this guy, he had a bad day, or this guy antagonized him to a point to where he acted outside the rules, and You know what? Okay, fine. He acted bad. Give him a warning. Let him go. On the other hand, if you have a guy who's solely, hi, I'm douchebag, I don't know, douchebag top laner, and I do this, and I'm the best, and blah, 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 and I have all the views, and I'm awesome. You know what? Blah, bleep, 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 bleep. A person like that who breaks the rules, that's not healthy for the company or anybody else involved. So, it's really trial by error. There is no blanket statement to say, okay, this is how things are going to be run, because honestly, this is a very changing and evolving market in media. People are always a little bit... People in this world act differently than top sports figures, or they act different from your typical celebrities. These are people who aren't famous because they played an act in a role. These are people who are famous because they bared themselves before the internet and the internet accepted them.
Right. Now, that's also definitely a good point that like, if a company does bend over backwards for for an internet celebrity on their game and turn back on that they're also setting a very, very dangerous precedent.
Exactly.
Such as it's kind of a similar thing. Guy plays the same game, but this has to do with Twitch. There's a streamer called Trick2G who he does all sorts of instructional stuff for the jungle. Yeah. He teaches people how to play, like, Jungle Udyr is his main.
Right.
Well, he was doing an all-night stream event, and I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with the terrible Twitch practice of swatting.
Nope. Never heard of it.
Oh man, you guys are going to get a lesson today. Alright, so there are people out there. You know what doxing is?
Nope.
Sort of.
Okay, doxing is whenever somebody goes online and gets all of somebody's personal information and uses that information to do stuff to harass that person, such as ordering pizzas for them.
Anonymous tends to do that a lot.
Yeah, swatting. Swatting is whenever you take that information and call in something like...
The game is glitching out, I cannot move, I died.
Yeah. Swatting is whenever somebody calls in, like a fake bomb threat or something.
Okay, we're moving in from Kirby's Dream Land. We're jumping over. I'll play some Battletoads. You guys like Battletoads?
No, I
continue.
Well, consider. Well, you seem to be adding a lot into this. I could play Kirby while you talk about it.
Okay, fine.
We're gonna do a player switch. Da-da-da-da-da.
First time on WASD Nerdcast, we switch players.
We tag out. Here we go. We have to actually have the.
You actually have to go high five. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it audible. There's the tag. Switch seats.
We have a huge audience going on here.
Here we go. Studio audience, how are you loving this? I'm getting a refill.
The crowd goes wild.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so swatting is, of course, whenever somebody goes and...
Also, we are recording at the Logon Cafe. If you're ever in Beaumont, Texas on Calder, check out the Logon Cafe. Thank you very much.
So, swatting is whenever a never-do-well on the internet decides that one of the streamers they watch or don't like is doing something they don't want them to do, and decides to call the police on them. Make some felony level threat, violence level threat of, I don't know, a bomb threat, a hostage situation, something that's going to have a SWAT team called to that person's house. So, live on stream, somebody gets detained by the police.
Yeah, wasn't there a big deal on that? Like, didn't someone go to jail for doing that?
Someone did. But more often than not, people get away with it. So, Twitch actually took issue with Trick2G for faking a swatting.
Really?
Yes, he actually had, like, he was doing a 24-hour stream, and he had, the guy that was dressed up as the police officer was actually on stream earlier. Like, you can actually go back through the logs and see that same guy.
Okay.
But he comes in with a black vest and a presumably fake assault rifle. You never know, it might have just been unloaded. But anyway, it seems like that's what it was. He gets pulled off the side, and that's how he ended the stream. And a lot of people took exception to it, and Trick got banned.
Okay.
For a couple of days.
That was it?
That was it. He apparently talked to them about it, and they got their ban reversed. And I mean, on the one hand, there never actually was any danger, but on the other hand, I'll let you take this.
I don't get. I get why some people would do this. I don't condone it, but I do see the kind of people out there who enjoy causing trouble for other people, and then actually seeing it happen. That's like a high for them in some cases. However, I can understand how there's really no way to track these particular people. However, if a person does it to himself, you're promoting something that is ultimately dangerous. Could get someone hurt. Because what happens if the guy has big headphones on, he's got music cranked up, he's in the zone? Because I know that when I'm in the zone, I don't know what day it is. What happens when that happens? People bust down the door and someone gets hurt. You're promoting a bad... You're promoting bad whenever you let stuff like this get off with like, oh, he's banned for a couple days, and that's all.
Yeah, it seems like at first they were saying that he was going to be banned for like a couple of months. And I mean, I know Trick, last I heard, like, Twitch is Trick's job. So that's kind of like on the one hand, that's kind of like him getting banned from his job.
Well, that's just it. He works for them. They don't work for him. If you screw up and you lose your job, you lose your job. That's how the real life works.
Right. And to that note, like, anytime you work with Twitch or you work with YouTube, you're not considered just an employee. You're considered... the term they use is partner.
Yes. Because
whenever you're an internet personality like that, you reflect on the medium you're using.
Yes.
So if you're a YouTube partner, if you're a Twitch partner, you're expected to follow a certain code.
Yeah, or at least a certain just... This is how normal, good, healthy people react and act. So... Don't... so many things can be fixed with just don't be a douche. Some people... I get it, there's a lot of people who make their living off being total jerks. But it's the ones that it's a persona that's okay. Whenever a person's an actual jerk and that's just how they are all the time, and it just...
But see, I could also argue that the fact that those personas are accepted is a problem in itself. Because whenever somebody tries to mimic those personas in actual, like, online situations, because I've seen so many people that take some of the rude things that Donkey says, or some of the rude things that Trick says,
yeah,
and try to apply that themselves, except, like, they kind of seem sincere about it, like...
Well,
that's special objectives.
That, honestly, that just harkens back to just something far, far older. People are impressionable. If there is something in their life that they feel is not working, they're either going to try something they came up with, or more often than not, try something that gets a positive response that they saw somebody else do. Because how many times okay, if you watch a comedian, and the comedian has some really good zingers that pertain to a bad boss at a job, how many times do you have to fight back saying the same things to your boss when he's a jerk? It's a similar situation. And people who have the persona online, I think, are better for it because they do not let that rule their lives. That is a job. That is what they do to make money. That is what they do to entertain. Because people who are on the screen and off the screen, different people, is the mark, sometimes, of a good person. Those who are the same may or may not be the mark of a good or a bad person. Case in point, okay, the reason why I dislike Megan Fox so much, other than her stupid face and her terrible acting abilities, is that off camera, she is an absolute jerk. She's mean, says hateful stuff, does mean things just because I'm Megan Fox and I can get away with it. I do not like that kind of personality because they're one note. The one note may have different variations, but it's all the same note. Whereas you have someone like, let's say, Johnny Depp. He's always Johnny Depp in all of his movies, and he's Johnny Depp off screen as well. I mean, the guy, every single character screams, "Oh, well, that's Jack Sparrow," or "Oh, that's Sweeney Todd." Oh, I see where that came from. That's the Mad Hatter.
It's funny that I've never gotten that from Johnny Depp.
Really?
No, like, I've always felt like I can always recognize him. But I could never, I didn't always, like, anytime he'd take on a new role, it would seem a little bit fresh.
Yes, but it still has an undertone that is similar.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Whereas, in other things, you have someone like, you ever seen Buffy?
I have not seen Bones.
Have you ever seen Bones?
I have not seen Bones.
Okay, what's another example? The actors who play both good and bad guys. The ones that, on one, they're the nicest person ever, but on the other, they're the meanest, most cruel person ever. Glenn Close, Cruella de Vil, all the different characters she's played, is vastly different from one another. And she's able to separate herself from those characters. Whereas in other cases, you have people who, you look at Daniel Radcliffe, it's going to take a long time for you to think anything other than, oh, that's Harry Potter.
That has a lot to do with the fact that he was in 7 damn movies, though.
That's the point, though.
8.
People see him as this character, and he wants to differentiate himself from it. Matt Smith from Doctor Who, he said the same thing. He's like, I want to be more than the Doctor. I want people to see me and see Matt Smith, not to see the Doctor. So, bringing all this back to topic, I think there is a certain... I mean, it's why we have comedians. It's why we have comedians to say the kind of stuff that sometimes we wish we could say.
Right.
And they get it, and we enjoy it because they say it. Because there's a lot of comedians out there. I don't like most of them. But the ones I don't like, other people like them for a reason.
Like Adam Sandler.
He's not a comedian. He's just a bad person in general. You ruined Pixels, man!
Implying there was something to ruin.
Well,
You're telling me that Pixels and a different cast wouldn't have been better?
No.
It was based on a YouTube short.
So what? Borderlands was based on a YouTube short.
Eh.
Anyway, moving on. Dumb people online bad, good people online good. We need more good people. I think that pretty much sums everything up.
Don't be us, be other people.
Yeah, don't be them, be me.
No, don't be him, then you'll be boring.
Maybe a little boring.
Anyway, let's see.
That raise any good questions there, though? Ball's in your court.
No, that's pretty much it, as far as I'm aware. How's the game coming?
Oh boy. I'm doing a lot better than you.
Well, how far are you?
I redid the levels that you fucked up.
Well, which level are you on?
I'm still on the second one, but...
I got to level 3.
Yeah, like I said, I'm redoing the levels and unfucking them for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You didn't do any of the special objectives.
I didn't know about special objectives.
Well, there are things called special objectives. You do them, and that makes the game unfucked. And you get the good ending. And people actually like you! See, like this guy. He's all happy because I got that slime girlfriend to do shit for me.
You know, odd question. Why didn't they have all the cast from this game in the Kirby cartoon?
They had half of them.
But what about the other half? I was expecting to see the slime girl.
Because this was the only game that she was in. No, she made a cameo in Kirby 64.
She did?
Yes, all of them did. Through the... If you combined Rock and Cutter, you had gotten... Get out of here, Gooey!
Alright, well, wonderful topic, and honestly, yeah, good talk, good talk.
Fuck! Get out of here!
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Hope you guys have enjoyed, as always.
Well, it's been like 30 minutes.
Well, we're gonna... You got anything to say, buddy?
This game is fun, go play it!
That game is fun, go play it.
I might actually try to do this on the channel by myself or with one of you. And I'll show you how this works! I'll play all the Kirby games!
Oh, me and my little brother just finished up a Let's Play series of Kirby Superstar.
Check out Rhino's channel. Do it. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up for real this time. This is Drill88.
The Thunder God!
Captain Chex, and
Rhino North.
And see you guys next time. Stay classy.